Hello, everybody. I'm Slice, and welcome to episode 38 of All the Mods 8. Today, we make polonium. I have everything turned on, and currently the reactor is set to only burn at 2 millibuckets per ticket, or per tick rather. And that was because this got almost full before I actually turned this on. I've just been letting it run. It's gone through roughly, I think, like 200,000 millibuckets. And what's happening is I'm outputting literally all of it into an entangled block, which is over in the B area. So in here, you can see that I've sectioned it off so that way the bees stay over there. This is the fizzle fuel setup, and this is where I mentioned I would put the bees. What's happening here is I have a modular router that is breaking and placing a radioactive waste barrel, which is entangled as the output over on the reactor. Right now, this chemical oxidizer is not actually doing anything. Okay, you just saw that radioactive bee die. I'll explain that in a second. What this is doing is it's on a timer. So every 6 seconds, it will activate this, giving some time to be put in here. And what that's doing is it's irradiating the area. You can see all the green little particles. And what that's doing is when a radioactive bee gets actuated here, because this is an entangled chest block, which is the output to the breeding, and then they're just getting activated, which is placing them out into the world. They then are intended to die for a chance to become a waste bee. This guy. Okay. And what he does is he takes radiation from the area and he produces... Oh, man. Not quite. He produces these combs, the wasted combs. Now, I do want to be sending those combs into here to produce more waste, but I want to use those a little bit more effectively. Right now I have the reactor going to supply this, so I don't need to waste the combs. What these combs do is in the chemical oxidizer, they create nuclear waste. 1,000 millibuckets per. So, and with that, actually, hold on here. Let's go back in there. With that, we can make plutonium or polonium. My goal today is polonium. So that means I need to make a solar neutron activator. Now, the only thing that I'm actually missing from this are these HDPE sheets. Okay, now in order to do that, I will set it up with enrichment, so it's a 3-to-1 instead of an 8-to-1. But in order to do this, what we need to do is set up a system of machines to get liquid ethylene and oxygen into a pressurized reaction chamber to create substrates. Sorry, to create HDPE pellets using substrate. Now, in order to get ethylene and substrate, we need to do a few things. First, we need to have ethylene to begin with, so that way we can condense it into liquid ethylene, which is what is used in here. Okay, so that means we need a rotary condensator, which I've already created this setup, but I'd like to step through it with you. So in order to get ethylene, what you need to do is use biofuel. Now, biofuel comes from Crusher, and I've chosen to do something that I hope will work out well. There's so many different options, but a baked potato goes into biofuel, 7 biofuel. And what I've done is I've made 9 hoppers with 9 Insanium farmlands, and I was planning on putting those there and outputting into a netherite furnace into what am I using this for? Into a pressurized reaction chamber using hydrogen and water, which comes from, fancy enough, an electrolytic separator. Now, the secondary byproduct of that, or sorry, hydrogen comes from the electrolytic separator as well as oxygen. Later on down the road, oxygen is also used in this process, so it's perfect. The one thing I don't have on me at the moment is a way to get water. So let's actually grab that real quick. Now, one thing I don't have planned yet is where I actually want to set this up. Because in order for this entire process to make polonium, I want the waste to be used at the source. Meaning, most likely, I should probably do it in this reactor area. I was thinking having the activator, or what is it called? The solar neutron activator. I was thinking of having those in here. But ultimately, once I get enough wasted bees, I don't need this to run because I'll be able to get a bucket worth out of one comb. So I won't need this anymore, right? So what I might do is do it here anyway, and then maybe entangle this block again. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I want to set it up quite yet. It'll probably end up in here just for nuclear waste sakes, so that way I don't damage anything else. So I've only managed to get one wasted bee so far. And I did sit at the bees area for a little bit using this guy. You can see that I'm down to store time of 17 hours. Before I starting that, I was around like 30 plus hours. I think I was like 39 hours. And I still managed to get only one. But I have it producing now. And what I plan on doing is using production upgrades. So we'll be able to get a decent amount coming in. The other thing is I noticed that when those bees were dying, they were dropping inferium essence, so I've just set up an item hopper here to get rid of it. Yep. I believe we're just going to do it outside, over here by the farm, simply because this is kind of like a farm, since I'm growing, you know, potatoes. So let's try setting it up here, roughly. That's the wrong thing. What I want is these and my wrench to be on my bar. And what we can do is make a 3x3 of this. Plop these down, you know, correctly, because that would help. And then we can do this. Now the idea is to grow a lot of potatoes pretty quickly. I don't know if I'll need to instead switch to that kind of lily pad setup that we have over there. I hope not, because that would mean a little bit more of a setup required for it. This right here is pretty compact, so I'm hoping 9 of these should be more than enough. But I don't know. I mean, that's ticking pretty fast. So maybe. Oh, now the thing that I don't know is if this is set up correctly here. top needs to be input. And then I don't know sides-wise which we're going to do yet. See, it's already there. So it's actually producing quite quick. And this will cook nice. So the first thing that we need to do is get it into a crusher. Now the question is, do I want to just kind of put these next to each other? Because this should be able to auto push. So front is output. And then on this, we would want to do, let's see, energy. I'll just leave energy going. This would be what, back? Input. Yep. And now this, oh, actually, hold on here. Get some power going real quick. Oh, that looks funky. So it's creating biofuel, which is perfect. That's what we want. Then we need to do the pressurized input. Energy is going to be everywhere. The fluids is going to have to be, let's see, left, top, right. Okay, so there, because we need two of these. This is going to get us ethylene. So ethylene we can have coming out of the top. So actually let's go back into here. Take that off, put fluid there, output there. All right, so now, ooh, actually, you know what? Let's do it on the right side and have the fluid be on that side. Okay, so now the ethylene will be output here, and I can do the water and the hydrogen right there. All right, so the next step is going to be producing the hydrogen. So we should be able to do that. Let's go with, I'm not sure, what sides can I put these on? Can they go on any side? They can go on any side. Okay, so I might move this around, but for now, let's just... Apparently you can't place it on top of another one. Ah, there we go. That was weird. All right, let's grab a sink. What we can do is we can put the sink right there. Grab our pipes for that. We can extract. Thank you very much. And what this will do is this is going to produce both hydrogen and oxygen. Now, for this setup, I want this to be, I believe it was hydrogen. Yes, hydrogen. So I want water to come over here, right? Now that has water. And then we do a pressurized. Oh wait, let's set this up right. We want hydrogen to be on the right side. So that's going to be blue. On that side. And then this actually needs to be turned off because that's not going to get what we want. We can do Yeah, that's right. Why is this not lit up though? Gases. Oh, I did not set it up right. Input. Items needs to be back. Right? Is this auto eject? Auto eject is on output. There we go. So now this is making substrate and ethylene. Okay. Now for that storage, we want to simply put that there, and we can grab our pressurized tubes. Right, and now we have ethylene being stored in our chemical tank, which we can then use an entangled block to actually utilize. So now we need to make sure that we can offload the oxygen. The oxygen will actually get used though. I believe it's once the substrate gets used. Yeah. So here we need the pressurized reaction chamber. So let's grab that. There. And what this will do is items on blue on the front. No, that's items, front. Okay, and then this needs to be on the back side. Okay, so now we have substrate coming in. And now we need to grab liquid ethylene, which we have to process the ethylene for, and then bring it back. Okay, so actually, that's why that happened. So if we do... Can I just put it right next to it? I don't see why not. You know what? Let's do this instead. That, so that way we can have... How did that get ethylene in it? You know what? I'm not going to question it. Let's see. Can we rotate? You're not letting me rotate you. There we go. Okay. So gases, turn you off, because which side are you actually? I don't actually know which side you are. Let's go with gas on right. Did that work? Yes. Now we need energy. Should be fine. I may have to use a modular router here and just use an energy distribution. All right, so with that now, what we can do is apply pressurized tubes up here and do on the top, we want input. This is both red. I don't know if it matters or not. I guess let's do the water first then. In that case, since it's right there, let me do that. That's now full of water. I don't know if I like that being so close. Is there anything I can do about that though? I think so. All right, because if I do this, Excuse me for a moment while I derp. Okay, so this needs, yeah, I'm going to need to do the modular router power. So that should, in theory, work. It might not, but what we can do for now is assume that it will. And I will get power here in a moment. But this is going to be backside, so backside is going to be, nope, not fluids, gas, output. Okay. Okay, we have power. And it does look like this is outputting into the tank automatically, and then we can pull out of the tank into here, which will then get us liquid ethylene, which I should be able to pull out of that machine and into this one, but it doesn't seem to be going. Why? Is it a liquid? Is that why it's not doing it? Because it seemed like that was actually listed as a gas rather than it is a liquid. Well, shoot. You know what? Let's actually move this back now that I know. That's fine. This is going to get wasted, but that's fine. Now that I know that that's actually considered a liquid rather than a gas, that's the wrong pipe. We can go with liquid fluids on back as output. Okay, and then we can... This is going to be fun, actually. Having these two right next to each other might be problematic. Okay. Whew, it was smart enough to actually work. Not enough energy. Really. Okay, these are actually proving to be more than enough for this entire setup. So I could probably reduce that quite a bit. But now, is that producing enough energy for everything, though? It is producing HDPE pellets now. What is this saying? It's still saying not enough energy. Okay, but that's working. So I think I'm just going to let this run for a while we go set up the next part. Now, the next part actually requires us to use these. Okay, let's actually grab 9 of these, and I'll take this to the enrichment chamber real quick. All right, cool. Let's go. Okay, so what we can do here is with this enrichment chamber, we can actually make the sheet. So what we're going to want to do is go to processing. And on the enrichment chamber, we can click that, grab that, and plop this in here. And what we'll do is we'll do that, and then we'll type in sheet, craft 3. And now they've pulled in. Made 3 sheets and put them back in. Why do I always do that? Now we can make our solar neutron activator. So let's go ahead and actually make 3 of these. Let's go with 6. 6. Okay. I don't like how this system is set up for that. Why does this happen? All right. I guess let's just make 1 for now because my system is being rather aggravating. All right. So now let's get our little hazmat suit on. Go in here. And what we can do is plop this right here for now. Let's actually get a PowerPoint. That and grab that. Wait, that needs to go on the bottom actually. Right? How do I supply you with power? I'm dumb. This is solar. Can I cardboard box this? I'm gonna go with a no. So that means I'm gonna have to break this and cause a spillage. Whoops. That's fine. That'll dissipate with no time. I guess this means... Oh, I don't like that. We might have to go to the Everbright. I have been sitting on these blocks since I believe like episode 1 or 2. It was extremely early on that I found a house and I broke it. I didn't break it, but I robbed it. Let's grab some cobblestone. Because I have a feeling we may want to produce a little bit of a barrier. Okay, well this was not planned, but we're going. Whoa, hello there. Are you friendly? It would seem so. So much stuff. Are you friendly? Stardust Ram. In case it wasn't clear, this is my first time here. So, can you scram? Please? I don't want to kill you. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm gonna build a little setup here. And I'll cut to it having the thing placed. Alright, so we've now got a cobblestone wall. while I was doing that, I noticed that there's a really neat looking tower over there. It looks like a wizard's tower of some sort. Might give that a venture at some point because it looks pretty neat. But this requires sunlight. I don't know why I didn't really think of that. It is solar after all. So what's happening here is this radioactive waste barrel is entangled to a second block in the reactor room that is producing waste. And that waste is getting changed into polonium. Now, polonium needs to go into a pressurized reaction chamber using some fluid. So let's craft ourselves, because I didn't actually craft the third one. I probably should have. Oh, but I have one. Now, why do I have one? Did I mess it up somehow? No. Okay, well, you know what? I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. So let's just worry about that. Let's get this set up before I actually do anything. Let's grab that. And what we can do is use pipe. So that means this is going to be input bottom for fluid. And then we're going to want, is that considered a gas? I don't know. I'm going to go with yes. Let's assume that it's a gas. Okay, so that means from the back needs to be input. Right? Polonium. It's going to have spent nuclear waste, though. That should decay in a waste barrel, I would think. Can I use that for anything? No. The other thing I'm going to have to do is grab an entangled block and go back into my radioactive area. I'm going to need a bunch of this, apparently, because the SPS requires it. It's a 1000 to 1. Yikes. So I'm going to have to amp this up a little bit. That's for sure. Okay, so water, polonium, and fluorite dust. And I guess I need to actually turn this on. Right, and then we need to give it power, which I actually already have a point because I mistakenly made one. I brought my hazmat suit because I wasn't actually sure if this was going to be a problem or not. Okay, so that now has power. Let's go energy. Yep. Okay, it should be working. So I just need to grab the fluorite dust. So let me go do that. We have what we need set up. We just need to actually get it started. So here, what we can do is, oh, actually that needs to be a tier higher because I can't filter without it. Right? I think it's gold that can do that. Yes. No. Why? All right, so now that will pull out only the fluorite dust into this machine. So this needs to be set up for items on the left. And now this should make, once it gets to 1,000 millibuckets, should make, this is pretty slow, huh? I guess that's what happens when it's really, really slow. But this will actually speed up drastically with the radioactive bees. Or the wasted radioactive bees. We're so close. And we have our first polonium pellet. And now we have spent nuclear waste. So let's see if we can manage that, shall we? Let's grab some waste barrels. Actually, we have waste barrels. That's nice. Yeah, let's do that. And then I'll add more there. So this is going to be a blue. That's got to be gas. Right? Let's grab our pressurized. I put that on the wrong side. That's what I did. This needs to be front. And now that's gone. And this is very slowly decaying. Look how slow that is. So yeah, we're going to need a few of those. Because it looks like this produces faster than these can take away. All right. But that means we now have polonium pellet production. And with that, we're going to leave it here. If you'd like to help the community, please consider dropping a like on the video and sharing with your friends. Don't forget to click that subscribe button for future videos. And to stay up to date, check the links below so that you can follow on your preferred platform. There's a Discord that you can join if you'd like to interact with the community a bit more. And please, drop a comment, let me know what you think, and thanks for chilling.